welcome
to Sort of the Story.
I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast where we tell each other fairy tales and folk tales and mythology and anything else we want to talk about.
And also, you are
here. Welcome!
Welcome. Merry Christmas.
Guys, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Today, we are going to do a special re-release of one of my favorite stories Max has ever told. I made this decision without fully consulting you, but you know what? It's one of my favorite stories, and it's one of your favorite stories, too.
It's a really good one. This is one of our best Christmas stories that we have, so this is actually available in one of our previous episodes, but we wanted to re-release it today on Christmas for anyone who is still catching up or who is specifically looking for a Christmas episode. This is a good one.
All right, so without any further ado, for your listening pleasure, we are re-releasing Max's story Boneless from Short and Shivery 30 Chilling Tales by Robert D. Souci. This is from episode 106, entitled It, Chapter Goo, parentheses, it's a Friday night body hunt. But we're only releasing the first one, so if you want to hear that body hunt story, I'm sure it was good, can't remember what it is, you're going to have to go back and listen to episode 106. All right, guys, we're thinking about you today. We hope that you are having a cozy, warm time.
Yes. Slap, slap, slap. Merry Christmas.
Slap, slap, slap. Merry Christmas.
All right. Janey.
Okay, Matt.
I'm fine and not bleeding.
Yeah, she's fine. Stop asking about it. You guys are obsessed with Max.
The story that I have for you today, Janey, is from a book.
Oh my God.
Like, get ready.
Don't tell the council.
So this is from the book Short and Shivery, 30 Chilling Tales by Robert D. Souci.
This book is a paperback book. It has a border that is like cemetery columns, and there's like a black iron gate, and there's gravestones behind it, and there's a spooky black cat, and there's a skeleton hand coming out of the grave, and there's little mice, and there's snakes, and there's a full moon and bats, and a little goblin guy, and a lizard. He's there. This is a very spooky cover. It's taking, a crow. Keep seeing new things. It's taking me right back to like being little and reading the Goosebumps books.
Yes,
and
it
like
is very much Goosebumps.
Finding scary stories to tell in the dark for the first time and stuff like that. Like, just very fun.
Same era.
Oh my God, yes.
So I came across these books because I read a story and it was unfortunately too short to use for the podcast, but it was really fun. And I decided to do more research, see if there was any more stories similar to that. And they were like, oh, this actually appeared in this short story collection called Short and Shivery. And at first I was like, what's a shivery? Because it's really hard to read the word shivery.
It is.
But came across this and saw the cover and I was like, well, I'm fucking in. I love it.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's definitely giving don't be afraid of the dark.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah, it's great. So immediately went on eBay and got this book for $4. And also there are 3 other ones that I also got. And also I accidentally got an additional 2 duplicates of some of them because they had different covers and I thought they were different books. And they all have the same naming convention. So, but this is Short and Shivery, retold by Robert D. Souci. Robert Souci is a children's book writer. He has a bunch of children's books that are like classic folk tales and fairy tales in picture books for children. But he also has a bunch of collections of these like folkloric short stories, especially like scary folk stories that he's collected. And looking at this, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do a bunch of extra research to figure out where this actually came from and stuff. I was wrong. He is very good about sourcing all of his materials.
Yes.
Really amazing.
Oh, it's the best. What a good feeling.
Yeah, so all of the stories are listed by the name of the story and then where they're from. And then in the back of the book, he's listed all of the places, like the sources that he used for each story, which is incredible. And again, looking at the cover of this book, I was like, oh, this is going to be hogwash, to put it politely.
But no. Polite. Whoa, Max, calm down.
And it's not, and it's great. And everyone should buy these books, and they're incredible. And I read like half of this one on my lunch break today, and every single story in it was an absolute banger. I'm going to tell a bunch more of them, and I'm probably going to tell one for our upcoming bonus episode. So if you like the story that I'm about to tell, listen to the bonus episode, and I may or may not tell another story from the same book.
Excellent.
Anyways, the story that I have for you is from the Shetland Islands. And I meant to Google where that is.
Like the ponies?
Yes, like the ponies.
Oh my God.
Like the ponies.
That island sounds adorable. There's really no other way to think about that island. I can only think of it being very cute.
I know that it is islands off the coast of a large country in Western Northern Europe. And I'm not sure whether it's off of the coast of Scotland or if it's off the coast of like Norway. I don't know. I meant to Google it before we started recording and I forgot.
Well, Shetland sounds like Scotland. So
Can we
just assume? That's why I think all doorways are from Norway.
Yeah.
All my doorways come from Norway.
I live in a house made by IKEA, but not regular IKEA, which is Swedish, but the other one that's in Norway. It's been a really long week.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys have been feeling, but this has been the fucking week from hell.
Yes. So this story comes from the Shetland Islands, and Robert Souci says that it's originally from Catherine Briggs's collection, An Encyclopedia of Fairies.
Oh.
There are a couple of different stories in An Encyclopedia of Fairies that Robert Souci has kind of put together to create this story, but I think it is really good, and I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
This story is called Boneless.
It's really good boneless sound.
In the Shetland Islands, there is a creature that is known as Boneless.
Oh, that's a name.
Sometimes it is also called It. Like from the movies.
I'm watching It Chapter 2 right now in tiny installments. Just whenever
Truly the tiniest installments. Like 8-second installments.
Just whenever I sit down to eat a bowl of cereal, I turn on It Chapter 2. Truly like 8 seconds at a time.
So this creature is called Boneless, or sometimes just It. And it's hard to describe, and that's its whole thing. It's really hard to describe. There's no consistency to how it is described, but it is clear that this is all of the same thing. The Boneless. Sometimes it's described as being kind of jelly-like, like a big old flubber.
Oh my god. A big old blob.
Yeah, a big old blob.
I love blobs.
Janey loves blobs. Sometimes it's described as like sort of like a pile of wet wool that's like moving under its own force.
Okay.
Where it's like all like weird and glicky. Sometimes it's described as like as though there was some kind of like regular animal, but like hairless and like pale and clammy and doesn't have legs. But it is still somehow running around, like not rolling around, but running around, but it doesn't have legs.
Of like a slug? You're just describing it hairless, doesn't have legs, some sort of animal.
Sure. Sometimes it's described as looking like a human person, but also super pale and clammy and with no head. Which sounds to me like a Fresno Nightcrawler, but that's just me.
Okay. I guess, yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I wouldn't dare.
And this creature moves very quickly in spite of the fact that it's sometimes described as having no legs. Some people also say that
Have you ever seen a snake run? It goes real fast. It doesn't have legs.
Janey. You're right. I'm tricking you. It's a snake.
I'm just saying, having legs doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be faster than something that doesn't have legs.
So it's really fast. And also some people say that sometimes it's like it can fly, also doesn't have wings.
Oh, okay. Well, that is surprising.
Doesn't have any kind of like mode of motility, but seems to be moving in a very specific and fast way.
Cool.
Pretty upsetting.
Yeah.
If you ask me. Big ol'
blob that can move.
Yep. Just a guy. Just some guy. He's seen especially around Christmas. And the idea of this is like people are in their homes and they're having a good time. And then this big old fucked up guy comes and ruins it. And that's his whole deal, right? It sounds like I'm kidding, but I'm really not. On Christmas.
Specifically on Christmas?
Yeah, specifically on Christmas Eve. So when everyone's gathered around preparing to go to bed, and they're all like, ooh, can't wait to open my presents tomorrow. Suddenly, they will hear a sound against their windows, usually, that is like, slap. I'm not making this up.
Slap.
like a slab of wet meat slapping against a window.
Oh my god. So far, no notes on this thing. I love him. He should have whatever he wants. He just wants to come in and have some Christmas ham.
He's just a big old thing who is like just pale white, clammy, slightly luminous, just flings its entire body at windows. It just makes a really loud slapping noise and then shows its belly in the window and then disappears. And that's his whole deal.
Okay, I love it. No notes. I love it.
I don't know why. This is a story from the Shetland Islands, and it's like, I don't know how old this story is. I wasn't able to find references on it prior to like the late 1800s, but I like to imagine like in the 1500s, people being like, be careful on Christmas Eve, or you'll get a belly slapping.
And then as they're doing it, and they have like a candle that's in front of their face, like illuminating their face from below, and they're like, and sometimes on a Christmas Eve, you'll hear the slap, slap of the meat against the window, and then all of the kids just hear a faint slap, slap against the window, and then they all turn at the same time and they scream as their uncle lifts his shirt and presses his belly against the glass. He gives everybody a fried egg.
That's absolutely 100% right. I thought you were going to say they're like walking around their house, like looking for something, and they're holding like a little candle in a tin in front of them and like shaking, and you can only really see like the globe of light around their face, and they look around all terrified, and then they stop and they like look behind them and nothing's there, and then they look back in front of them and it's just a big old white ass and it farts in their face.
Why would I say that?
Because it'd be funny.
Write to us and tell us which story you thought we were going to say.
If you were boneless, what kind of pranks would you pull?
Oh my god, that's such a good question. And the answer is infinite. Infinite boneless pranks.
Yes, boneless pranks. No, I lost it. I was going to make a joke, but I forgot it as I was about to say it. I can't get it back. I think it was going to be something about boneless wings, and then it just disappeared. I don't know.
I watched your face go like, ha ha ha. And then in the same, your mouth was still open in a smile, and then your whole face just went like dead like a slab of marble, and you went, no.
Dead like a slapping white mass of meat against a window. Anyways.
It's just Uncle Tony.
Classic Tony.
He's drunk again.
Oh, Scottish Tony. Slapping his belly on the window on Christmas Eve. Like clockwork.
Scottish Tony. Get a job.
Get a job, Scottish Tony.
He's like, it's gonna cost you 2 pence for a show. As he shakes his belly against your window. Like, I don't have change.
This might be the least accessible humor we've ever.
So far, even our test was very inaccessible. Like, this is not going to be a relatable episode at all. No. We're very sorry. We're so tired.
This is just for us. This one's just for us, guys.
Yeah, this one's for the boys.
This one's for us boys. We boys.
Ferda.
So, every Christmas Eve, there's one family in particular that Boneless likes to torment.
Okay.
And every Christmas Eve, the farmer and his wife and all of his little children gather around the Christmas tree, and they sing and they pray, and then they get ready to go to bed. They have their little footy pajamas on, and then they hear the wet slap of a carp belly against their window.
Does Boneless do anything? Does he just like flash and dash?
Yes.
Why is he a thing? Also, if every Christmas Eve a big jelly man was flashing my family, I think I would start Christmasing elsewhere. We have to go to the islands because of this weird raw meat guy. You know, the weird raw meat guy that comes to your window and shakes it for your children.
Just a nasty, invasive booger man.
You guys don't look at me like everybody has this tradition.
You all sing and you eat your gingerbread cookies, and then a giant phlegmy blob slaps itself against your window until you're almost crazy, and then you all go to bed.
You can literally just go elsewhere for Christmas.
I would... This is probably bad, but I would become Jewish.
No more Christmas.
No more Christmas. Just no.
Oh, he's like getting prepared to like slug past your house. He's like, here we go, and looks in the window and sees a menorah, and he's like, oh, rats. Dang it.
Well, now where am I supposed to slap my old belly on?
Where am I supposed to beat my meat now?
Oh, God.
Where is he supposed to beat his meat now? I feel like this family wants it.
Whoa.
What are they
I
wearing?
I don't even want to finish this story.
Are they wearing matching footy pajamas?
Covered in slime. I don't even want to finish this story. This is all I needed from this.
Okay.
The rest of it's fine, but like so this one particular farmer and his family are tormented by the boneless every Christmas Eve. And one year, finally, the farmer has had enough.
Yeah.
He says, enough of this.
No more. We're going to Bermuda.
And sorry, I just cannot fucking get it together. So he decides, enough of this. He's like, I'm going to chase that thing away when it comes to slap its belly on our window. And
the fact that he hasn't tried to chase it away.
And his wife is like, no, you can't. This thing is unnatural. It is horrifying. It is not of God's earth. It hasn't done anything to harm us yet. But if you try and chase it away, it could come for us.
Except that it is of God's earth. Because it's outside your goddamn window.
What is this unholy thing? And he's like, I don't care about the consequences. I cannot take another belly slapping Christmas. So he tells his children and his wife to go into the dining room and sleep there that night.
Okay.
And they are to draw all of the curtains so that they can't see a big old belly outside the window.
They weren't already closing the curtains.
Nope. Why not?
It's nighttime. They should be drawn anyway. They wanted this. The kids are like, we love this tradition where we see that weird blob man slap it against the window. Also, they're going to grow up one day and try to explain this, and they're going to be committed.
I also like a lot of these like creature stories are like, oh, it's like a sea monster or something, where it's like, oh, you saw something really big in the ocean and it was really and then a storm happened and you were like, oh, it did it. Like there's like an origin of like, oh, this is why we think this. I cannot imagine what possible series of events would have caused the symptoms of this problem to appear in such a way that it would have to happen so often and with such consistency that people would create folklore around it. Like, so what the fuck was happening?
Like, you don't put up a no parking sign unless people have been parking somewhere they shouldn't be. You know, like,
yeah.
Where did this come from?
Where did it come from? Like, there's no natural thing.
No, it was unnatural Uncle Tony. Getting drunk.
Unholy Scottish Uncle Tony.
Unholy Scottish Uncle Tony, who's not of God's green earth.
He's of Scotland. Anyways, so he tells his children and his wife to go into the dining room.
This is the weirdest story you've ever told.
And then he goes and he sits in the drawing room.
You see his children and they're like, what? These things close. How come I've never thought to pull this? Oh my god, yeah, you just can't see outside now. Martha, come here.
This is crazy.
Look at this.
So the father, meanwhile, he sits out in the main room of the house with the windows wide open, and he has a candle lit, and he sits in his big old easy chair, and he reads himself the Bible.
Okay.
Making a real target of himself for this big old belly guy. And next to the leg of the chair that he's sitting in, he has resting an axe.
Okay.
So he just waits and like sets himself as a trap, basically, for this creature to slap its belly at, I guess. And time passes. He continues to read the Bible, and close to midnight, just as the clock begins to chime,
Yeah.
he hears a sound as though someone has flung bologna at high speed at his front door.
Yes.
The house shudders under the force of this wet and fleshy impact. And immediately he jumps up, he grabs his axe, he has his candle in his other hand, he's holding the Bible, and he runs out to the front door where he heard the slapping sound, and he wrenches the door open, and he sees a big old wet slap on the surface of the door on the outside. And then on the door stoop, like right outside, he sees like a puddle of like milk.
Milk?
Basically, it's like this like thin white liquid.
Oh my god. This thing is getting off on slapping his meat against the door.
He sees a puddle of milk.
No, it's
on
not
his
milk.
front porch,
Oh.
and then little dribbles of milk leading away from the house and towards the road. And he throws the door all the way open, and he runs outside, and he looks down towards the road from his house, and he sees this white shape that is like slightly luminous and jiggling disappearing down the road at high speed. And he's like, not this time, motherfucker.
It just slapped once.
Whap. Wet ass plasmoid.
Oh my god.
So I don't even truly. Okay. So he's like, this motherfucker's not ruining Christmas this year. So he runs outside, he slams the door behind him, and he takes off down the road following this thing.
Yeah.
And he starts gaining on it, but they're approaching sort of the end of the road where the road curves away, because at the end of the road, if it weren't a turn, there are cliffs that overlook the ocean. And then the road like curves and goes in towards town.
Yeah.
And he gets close to where he knows that they're like coming up on the cliffs. And he realizes, he's like, oh shit, like if this thing gets out over the cliffs, it's gone and it won't come back until next year. And then I'll have to spend the whole next year thinking about how bad I want this thing to stop slapping its meat at my family on Christmas.
It only does it one time and then it leaves. I feel like the only one ruining Christmas is this farmer.
It's a real like Moby Dick situation of like, you made this into a vendetta and it's ruining your life. So he sees this thing like rolling and like slippering down the road at top speed towards these cliffs, and he's like, okay, this is my only chance. And he takes up his axe in his hand and he says, the good Lord guide my hand. And then he throws the axe at this thing in the distance.
And God's like, sorry, it's my son's birthday. I'm going to be out of office
I'm
until
with family.
Saturday.
He lets fly this axe towards this shape, and it spins through the air and thwacks directly into this gelatinous form. And the thing, as much as a thing that is already mostly collapsed, collapses onto the ground, and the axe sticks out of its back.
Wow.
So the farmer comes up to it, sees it. It's not moving. The axe is stuck in its back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, I think I killed it. And then he goes to take the axe out and he's like, but like maybe not, and maybe I should get someone to come help me. So he runs back to his house and he gets his servants.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he had servants this whole time.
A farmer with servants?
I know, right? He goes and he gets his servants and brings them all out. And this thing is still, this like luminous jelly blob is still lying in the same spot with an axe sticking out of its back.
Wow.
And
That's
they
surprising.
all, yeah. And they all like poke it and it like doesn't move and they're like, I think it's dead.
Jiggles like Jello.
Yeah. And they're like, I think it's dead. And so all of his servants are like, what should we do with it? And the farmer says, bury it. So they all get to digging and they dig a big old pit in the ground and they roll this form in with the axe still sticking out of it. They pile dirt on top and they dig a trench around the mound so that it'll be like animals can't come and drag this thing out, basically.
Okay.
And also so that it's like difficult for people to get in.
Yeah.
The whole time that they are digging, they are arguing because each of them is like, whoa, it's so crazy. It's like a big old like mushroom thing. And then someone else is like, it's not like a big old mushroom thing. It's like a big old weird cow. They're like, no, it's not like a big old weird cow. It's like if a rock had an ass. I was trying to think of a third thing.
Rock had an ass. That's not what I was picturing, but okay.
And so they're all bickering about what this thing looks like. Even as they are looking at it, they cannot agree on what it looks like. It's just like an amorphous form that looks different to everybody who sees it. So they roll this thing into the hole, bury it, dig a trench around it, and all of the people nearby are warned, like, hey, don't go near that. There's a weird thing in there. There's some space goo or something.
Something.
Some kind of something.
And it's a pervert.
It is a pervert. So for that whole winter, nobody goes near this burial mound for the big ol' flubber. In spring, though, a stranger is traveling through the islands and he stays with the farmer and his family. And they recount for him the story of this great evil that they faced and defeated. Yeah. And he's like, that's crazy. You guys are country bumpkins and that's fucking bonkers and there's no way. And they're like, well, you know, if there's no way, then like, why is there a burial mound out there with a trench dug around it? And he's like, oh, like right over there. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I'm going to be right back. So he goes over to this burial mound and the trench, which is a little ways down the road. And he looks closely at it and he realizes that sort of one of the trench has sort of collapsed in so that it's really easy to get like to the burial mound where this thing is. Yeah. So he crosses the trench, gets over to the burial mound, and just sort of starts like scooping at the earth with his hands to try and see if there's anything inside.
This guy is so stubborn.
And dumb.
This guy's very stubborn. This guy has to be right.
At what cost?
Like, if you told me I murdered a big ol' slug, I would not go searching for the body. I'd just say, nice, Max. Good job.
Hey, Janey, guess what I did this week?
What?
I murdered a big old slug.
Wow, Max. Sounds like that slug had it coming. Sounds like he was a pervert who was shaking it for your family. Every Christmas. You should have saved this story for Christmas. That should have been your and happy holidays to all story.
I really should have, but
no,
I couldn't wait. So he starts digging at this like burial mound with his hands and he's like shoveling away the dirt and he's like, there's nothing in here. Like, you know, and then he scoops out some dirt and like this little like trickle of goo comes out of like the deepest point of where he's dug. Yeah. And it starts coming out and it like comes out faster and faster until it's like filling this little hole that he's dug. Like, you know, when you hit water with a well. Yeah. So this like silvery white goo just starts pouring out of this burial mound. And he sees it and he's like, oh fuck.
Whoops.
Oh no. And he like tries to pile dirt back on top of it and it just keeps flowing out. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave. And he runs away. He gets out over the trench and back out towards the road. And he looks back behind him and he sees this like silvery liquid that is flowing out of the mound. And he sees it kind of like evaporate and become this like silvery mist that like a greasy looking mist that
Ew.
rolls out through the trench, up and over and towards the cliffs and towards the sea. And he's like, well, fuck that.
He just released
And
his spirit.
And he runs away.
Yeah.
He goes back to the farmer and to the farmer's family, and he's like, I just saw something really weird. And they're like, oh, did you disturb the burial mound of that thing that we told you was really weird? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, well, that's what fucking happens. That's what fucking happens.
Thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah. So 2 days later,
Yeah.
this traveler is heading towards town from the farmer's house. He's ready to sort of continue on his journey. And so he's walking from the farmer's house towards town, and it's getting towards nighttime. So he's kind of navigating by being able to see the lights of the town in the distance. He's following the road, and he's kind of like kicking rocks as he's going and like breathing in the fresh night air, listening to the sound of the waves and everything. And then he looks up and he realizes that he can't really see the lights of the town anymore because a dense fog has set in. And then he realizes that like it's not quite fog. It's like heavier. And then it starts to pour towards him down the road.
Oh no.
And he backs up with just this huge mass of like white fog that is like glowing and like just looks, it has like a sickly glow to it, is just like pouring down the road towards him. And it completely overtakes him, and he is surrounded by it. And then he feels it become dense, and it collapses itself like around his legs and waist. And it says that like it feels like he's being wrapped in like 100 wet blankets.
No.
Just like slimy and heavy and like tentacly.
Ew.
And so this like form sort of congeals around him. And he's like struggles to get away. He keeps trying to like run away further down the road. And this thing, the more he tries to get away from it, the tighter its grasp is on his legs. And then it starts to drag him towards the cliffs.
Oh no.
And he is fully like pulled to the ground, and he's trying to grab at things for purchase, but he's on the road, so it's like flat, and he can't find anything. There aren't any trees or anything, so he's just getting pulled closer and closer to this cliff's edge and to the black thrashing water below. And finally, he is like his hips and legs are fully off the cliff. And he sees a rock that is half buried in the earth, and he wraps his arms around it and holds on for dear life. Yeah. Because he's like, if I go over this cliff, that's it. Yeah. Right. And he looks behind him, and he sees that this like foggy, silvery mass that is wrapped around his legs. It looks like cords of like rope or something like that are like wrapped around, binding his legs together so he can't escape. And he sees that they kind of come together, and they form like a long, almost like lasso that goes all the way down to the ocean. And he looks down, and in the dark waters below, he sees, it looks like a puddle in the ocean of like silvery light.
Oh, it's fishing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, right?
Weird. This story took a really intense turn.
Right? So he's holding onto the rock with both arms, and he's like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm not even worried about hitting the water hundreds of feet below, like, and the rocks anymore. Like, this thing's gonna fucking get me or whatever. Yeah. What's it gonna, like, it's just so completely alien. He's like on this like long tether that's pulling him down into the ocean. And so he holds on with both arms to this rock, and he feels as though this thing keeps pulling harder and harder, and he feels like he's about to be ripped into. And realizing that like he doesn't have the strength to hold on for much longer, he says, "Oh, sweet Lord." Yup. And at the mention of the Lord's name, he feels the grip on his ankles loosen a little bit. And then he remembers that the farmer told him that before he threw the axe, he was like, "May God guide my hand." Yeah. And he's like, aha, it's evil goo.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he's like, I gotta come up with a prayer. I gotta do something to like get this thing off of me. Like, it doesn't like when I say God or whatever. And so he's like, gotta come up with a prayer. And he cannot think of anything except for like the most basic elementary school prayer, basically. And so he just starts like hyperventilating and chanting Now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah.
I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord. And at this third mention of the Lord's name, he feels the tendrils of this thing loosen and slip off of his legs. And it sort of like snaps back down into the ocean. It hits the surface of the ocean with like a wet, slapping, sizzling sound, as though like when you dump water on a fire.
Yeah.
And he sees this like silvery mass in the water, and it's as though the whole thing begins to like boil and burn in the water. And it like goes up in black smoke. And when the smoke clears, the whole water is black again, and there is no sign of this silvery thing that was in the water below. He pulls himself back up over the cliff.
I wouldn't see that. I would have died there. I think I could have gotten away from it if that's all we had to do. I would have figured that out and then realized I can't do a pull-up.
Oh,
Just fall into my death.
Oh, yeah.
Killed by my own lack of athleticism.
Always knew this is how I would go. Not doing a pull-up.
My PE teacher told me this was how I was going to die. I should have listened to her.
Someday a big old predatory flubber is going to try and drown you in the sea off the coast of the Shetland Isles.
My PE teacher's name was Madame Clarissa. She wore a turban and her head was inside of a floating crystal ball. And in between dire predictions, she would say, "Push-ups now!"
Push-ups as though your very life depended on it.
You are failing because you couldn't get up the rope. The rope?
What?
I couldn't think of what else that it was just a rope. The climbing rope.
Sure. That wasn't a sentence.
Well, who am I to try to interpret Madame Clarissa's words?
So he pulls himself back up onto, like, up over the cliff, and he just rolls into the road exhausted, and he just lays there for a minute, like...
Fair.
Yeah, almost passes out from exhaustion. Finally, when he's able to catch his breath, he continues his walk towards town. And in like the dead of night that he is now arriving in, he just starts knocking on doors and being like, "Hey, does anyone have a boat? I need to get the fuck out of here forever. This place is bad." And first thing in the morning, he leaves the Shetland Islands, never to return. The end.
What if I'm going to rewrite the ending a little bit.
Okay.
He's exhausted, right? He's covered in sweat and blood and like mud and slimy goop because this thing has been like wrapped around him. And he starts running up and slapping against doors and no one's answering, and he's moving on to the next one and everyone's like,
Classic Scottish Tony.
And he has now become Scottish Tony. Slapping against the doors.
Classic.
That was the possibly funniest and most suspenseful story you've ever told.
So a couple things about the Boneless. I looked it up and I was like, so it's Robert Souci said in the notes at the end of the book, he was like, I put this together from a couple of different stories in this collection. I was like, oh, okay, so this is like probably like the reason why it's amorphous is because, you know, it's like a combination of a couple of different local legends. I was wrong again. I really do not have a beat on Robert Souci. This is straight up just a thing. It is in the Shetland Islands. There is a folklore about this thing. It is sometimes called Boneless. It is rarely called it. What it is called more often is the frightening.
The frightening. That sounds Norwegian, right?
I think it's just frightening, but in a like weird accent.
Yeah, but if I'm having to guess where Shetland Islands are.
Yeah, so it's often called the frightening, and in addition to slapping its wet belly on people's houses on Christmas Eve, it's also said that if you look at one for too long, the formlessness of it will drive you insane.
You'll fall madly in love.
Oh my god, who is she?
Should I call her?
Yeah, so that's what it does. It's like this. The slapping thing is much less of a problem in like the actual folklore. The bigger issue is that if you look at it, you'll go crazy. It is like like an eldritch horror.
It is.
In the like sense of like it drives you crazy by just being incomprehensible and like beyond your understanding. but also it's described as like a big ol'
jelly boy.
yeah, it's like when you leave noodles in, like you forget about noodles that you're boiling and they boil for like an hour and then they're all just like, they soak up all of the moisture and then there's just like a like wet mass.
Yeah.
That's him.
And its theme song is, oh, I wish that I could shake it like my sister Kate. She'd be jiggling like jelly on a plate. I don't know the words. Jelly on a plate is one of them, though.
Oh, I was going to say, if you improvise that, that's pretty good.
No.
But you didn't. You just didn't know the words. No. Why would you lie? Yeah, anyways, that's Boneless.
That's my favorite thing I've ever heard.
I said a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I just feel like, I don't know, like, I'm like, I don't know what kind of stories I should be telling and stuff like that. And you were like, like people love like the cryptid stories. You love researching the cryptid stories. Yes. And I was like, I do, but like whenever I go out and I'm like cryptid stories, it's like the same. You never 10 find or whatever. Yeah. Or if I find one, it like sucks. It's like, this is a cryptid that actually it beats your wife for you. And it's like, what the fuck?
It's really nice to not have to put that extra work in on top of being the breadwinner. Now I also have to beat my own wife.
Yeah, like a bunch of I have noticed the trend that especially in like East Asian stories, a lot of times they'll be like, it's a scary monster. Ooh, it's so scary and interesting. And also it hates women. It's like, okay, well, so, but like the Yaramayahu, the Boneless, I just like,
yeah,
just hitting on a bunch of bangers.
Fucked up little guy.
Just a fucked up little guy.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. It's so funny. I like that this also has like a firm story attached to it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. Also the frightening.
The frightening. I love it. That's hilarious. That's a perfect Halloween story.
Just a big old guy. If you don't have your Halloween costume yet, here's what you do. You go to Sam's Club or Big Lots or whatever.
Sure.
You buy a big old package of instant tapioca pudding. And a clear trash bag. And then you cut armholes and leg holes in the trash bag. You fill that trash bag up with tapioca pudding. And then you take a little bath and you make a trash bag with tapioca pudding. And that's your Halloween costume. Max Higgins approved.
If anybody does that, we'll give you $2 million.
We don't have $2 million. Please don't do that.
$2 million on us.
Everything about that story is like so scary, like this thing that like grabs you and like pulls you into the ocean, and like it's so fun. And then the description is just so fucking off the wall, bonkers, silly. Like it's just flubber.
The fact that farmer, he didn't have to go through all that. 1, close the windows. 2, don't do Christmas at your house this year. Go to grandma's house. 3, move.
Put hot sauce on your windows.
Oh, train it like you train a bad cat. Put like sticky tape or something on your windows, or like aluminum foil everywhere. Mm-hmm. Train it.
Yeah, make it your gooey little friend. Just have a little goo pet.
And maybe after you do that, it'll beat your wife for you.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, Max, you want to go take a little break?
I do.
Okay.
I gotta go slap my belly on some stuff.
Just some stuff. We'll be back. And there we have it, folks. That was our re-release of episode 106, It Chapter Goo. I really hope you liked that story and that you enjoyed spending the year with us. As a podcast, this was one of the best, weirdest, most fun years that we could have possibly hoped for. And you are the main reason for that. So thank you so much for listening and supporting us and hanging out with us on Discord and Patreon and on all of our social medias. Thank you for all of the emails that you've sent us and the times that you've reached out in our DMs. Every single message has just brought us so much joy. And we feel incredibly lucky that we have such an amazing community of people that want to hang out with us every couple weeks. If you have a moment, please go over to Apple Podcasts and rate us 5 stars and leave a funny little review. I usually put them up on our Instagram stories to share what you guys are saying. I think they're so funny and so sweet. So please continue to do that. And we hope you have a really nice holiday surrounded by love and peace and rest, because y'all deserve it. And we'll see you in the new year in 2025. All right, we love you. Bye.